Hey YouTube, Logan with Hideaway Homestead coming to you today with a video on bare root trees and things you should know about bare root trees before you buy them. Here I've got my willow that we had just pollarded in a recent video. You can go check that out on my channel. Pollarding just means cutting it back to the limbs or the trunk of the tree above browse height of an animal. And off of these, last year, I took some in June and planted them in some beds and irrigated them because, you know, of course it was hot and things went dry up. But here I have a bare root, almost bare root, it's got some dirt on it still, willow tree. This tree is, let's see here, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, we're in February. Yeah, right at 9 months is what I was thinking. So it's right at about 9 months old, which it only had, you know, the summer before to grow. And this tree, got a little dead branch there, reached this size in just that amount of time. As you can see, I'm 6 foot tall, and I don't know if in the camera we can see the top of the tree, but I measured it at 12 foot. And so we'll walk over here and I'll lay it out, get a better look at it. Got a really nice root system on it. I've got my wife videoing for me because I'm going to try to do some more videos that are a little longer and a little more detailed. So we've got my youngest daughter here with her matching shoes. Let's lay out the tape measure here and see just from the base of the tree. That looks like, there's at the base of the tree right there. And we have at the very tip, well, not quite 12 foot, 11 foot 4 inches. But if you'll come in close here, you can see on this tree, right here where it's got a little bend in it, and we've got a little ring here, as you can see, a ring around the tree. This is where the cutting was originally taken. It was a cutting of about a foot long. And as it grew, it kind of, you know, fused itself together and covered up where it wouldn't have that ugly just cut spot on it. And of course the cutting wasn't this big, but you've got, you know, way bigger than my finger, more like my thumb, if not a little bit bigger than that, of growth. Now this was with a lot of irrigation, so your results may vary. With bare root trees, if you receive them, you're gonna pay a lot of money if you buy one like this that's, you know, really tall, just because of the boxes you have to ship them in. But normally with something like willow, just because it does grow so fast, if I were gonna ship this, I'd come in here and I'd clip some of the roots. It's okay to prune roots on bare root trees. If you're going and you're planting a bare root tree, it's better to prune the roots than it is to circle the roots in the hole. You don't want to circle them, because what will eventually happen is they'll grow in a circular motion and they can girdle the tree. It's not good for them long term. So if you can't spread them out, like if I couldn't dig a big enough hole to make sure that all these roots are spread out, I'd want to trim them back. If I'm going to put them in a box and ship them, or if I need to transport a bunch and sell them as bare root trees, I'm going to do some trimming on this. It's just like trimming the top of the tree. You don't want to take too much away, but it's okay to trim. I'd rather leave as many roots as I can and even cut it all the way to the base if I were to, you know, have a choice of taking off more of the top or more off the bottom. So what this tree will probably, and its other little siblings that I had planted all together, will probably do is I'll probably cut them at about 6 foot, because I can transport that pretty easily. And I'll have it just be basically a stick. I'll clean all this up and it'll be just a pollard at 6 foot. And whoever plants it will have it, you know, bud out from all up and down the trunk, and they can prune it however they want. As far as, you know, getting bare root trees, one thing you want to make sure is that the roots never dry out. So with these here, what I'll do is, they're nice and wet right now, but I'll come in and I'll cut them and I'll heel them in for a minute, which means just putting them in the ground like this. I'll dig a hole and I'll pile several together and bury them just to keep moisture on the roots. And now when I get ready to ship them or to carry them to sale, all I'll do is I'll dig them up and I'll put them into individual bags. I'm probably going to use, for these, since they're a little bit bigger, probably something like sandbags, and fill it full of char and other material that can be kept moist, just to keep the roots moist, and send them like that. So if you're looking to buy trees, right now is the time. You can go to your local garden stores and find all kinds of fruit trees and other stuff like that. Normally, anytime you're buying pots, you're always going to pay more for them because it requires a lot more labor. You have to fill the pot up with dirt, pots have to be watered. There's just a whole lot that goes into them. So if you can buy bare root trees, you're better off buying bare root trees. These here I will sell online. I'll drop my email again in the comment section and in the description, just in case if anybody's interested. If I do ship them, I probably won't be shipping them at 6 foot. It'll just be far more economical for people, considering that you can get this kind of growth in 1 year in just 1 season. It's not going to hurt to ship them, you know, at about a couple of feet, and then, you know, by the end of the season you've got an even larger tree probably than this, because you're going to have several branches come off of that. But anyway, that's one of our trees, and I've got, I think of this size, I've got a limited amount. I don't have near as many as I hoped. This next year is going to be the big year. But these here, I think I've got like 13 of them. And I do have some smaller little willows that I'll be possibly shipping or selling at events. And some hybrid poplar. Some mulberries, let's see here, and a very limited amount of black locust. But they'll all be bare root and be wrapped in that fashion. These here are probably going to be reserved for just for sale in person, just because they are so big, and try to keep them about 6 foot. But anyway, that's pretty much an introduction to bare root trees. I highly recommend it over potted plants, especially if you can go to like your local nursery and pick up a bunch. Especially if you buy in larger quantities, a lot of times you can get pretty good deals, especially on fruit trees and stuff. So if you've got any questions or comments, just drop those down below. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. I drop a video like this mostly every day. I appreciate all y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.